Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we are diving deep into the world of volleyball, and we're going to unlock the secrets behind one of the game's most devastating weapons, the topspin serve. You've seen it, right? Maybe in the Olympics or pro game. A player launches into the air, unleashes this incredible power, and the ball just rockets over the net before taking a sudden nosedive that seems to defy physics. You're left wondering, how on earth do they do that? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down today. But before we can get into the nitty-gritty of that killer serve, we gotta start with the basics. And that means understanding the battlefield where all the action happens. Let's talk about the court. So here's the layout. It looks simple, right? An 18 by 9 meter rectangle with a net slicing it in half. But see that line right there, 3 meters from the net? That's the attack line, and it is a huge deal. It separates the front row players from the back row players, and it dictates who can attack the ball from where. It adds this whole other layer of strategy to the game. And what about the ball itself? You might look at these numbers and think, okay, so what? But every single one of these specs is super intentional. The weight, the circumference, the 18-panel construction, it's all perfectly engineered to give players the grip and control they need to make the ball do incredible things. Like, you guessed it, generate that wicked topspin. Okay, so we've got the court, we've got the ball. Now let's talk about how the game is actually played. Because trust me, it's way more than just hitting a ball over a net. These rules make it a high-speed chess match. Now this right here was a massive game changer for volleyball. It's called rally scoring. Believe it or not, before 1998, you could only score a point if your team was serving. But now, a point is up for grabs on every single rally. This made the game so much faster, so much more exciting, and it put a ton of pressure on every single serve. And at the heart of every point, you've got this beautiful 3-hit rhythm. Pass, set, attack. It's like a little piece of poetry in motion. First the pass. That's all about control, getting that first touch perfect. Then comes the set. The setter is like the quarterback, putting the ball in the perfect spot. And finally, the attack, the big explosive finish. Of course, where there are rules, there are ways to break them. And in volleyball, a tiny mistake can cost you everything. A foot fault on that perfect serve? Point for the other team. An accidental brush of the net while you're going for a block? Point for the other team. It's a game of incredible discipline. All right, we've set the stage, we know the rules. Now let's get to the really good stuff, the core skills. And we're gonna zoom in on the one that can start and end a point in the blink of an eye, the serve. I mean, think about it for a second. The serve is the only moment in the entire game where one player has complete 100% control. There's no one passing to you, no one setting you up. It is just you, the ball, and your target on the other side of the net. That makes it a huge, huge strategic opportunity. So not all serves are created equal. You've basically got two main flavors. On one hand, you have the float serve. Think of it like a knuckleball in baseball. It has no spin, so it dances and floats erratically through the air. It's all about deception. But then you have the topspin serve. This thing isn't trying to be tricky. It's a brute. It's about pure, overwhelming power and aggression. So, how in the world do they get that insane diving trajectory? It all comes down to these 4 steps. It starts with a high toss to give you time for a full swing. Then comes a solid open-handed contact. But step 3, the snap, that is the absolute secret sauce. By aggressively snapping your wrist down over the top of the ball at the moment of impact, you create this incredible forward rotation. That spin is what grabs the air and forces the ball to dive. It's pure physics, and it's awesome. And what's the result of all that perfect technique? Pure, unadulterated speed. We're talking 134 kilometers per hour. To put that in perspective, that's like trying to return a serve coming at you at highway speeds while it's also dropping like a rock. It's just wild. But here's what's so smart about the topspin serve. The goal isn't always to get an ace, a clean point. I mean, that's a great bonus. But the real strategic goal is to cause chaos. You want to force a bad pass, you aim for a weaker receiver or the seam between two players. If they can't handle the serve, they can't run their offense, and you've basically won the point before it even started. But you know, for all the talk about power and individual skill, that's only half the story. Because at its heart, volleyball is the ultimate team sport. And this really gets to the soul of the game.
It's not just about who can jump the highest or hit the hardest. It's built on things like honesty, integrity, and respect. You have to be able to trust your teammates completely. Without that foundation, all the physical skill in the world doesn't matter.
So we'll leave you with this thought. A monster topspin serve? Yeah, it can absolutely win you a point. But what wins the match? Is it just skill? Or is it the strategy, the trust, the mental toughness to execute under pressure? That's what makes this game so beautiful.